Hello and welcome to day 12 of your challenge. Congratulations for getting this far. I'm hoping that you are feeling wonderful. Today's challenge is going to be possibly our largest challenge of the whole 30 days. It's large because it requires quite a bit of self-reflection, which means that it could take longer than just today to be able to do. Now, don't worry, this is one of our challenges that we are not going to carry forward on a daily basis. It is one where you are expected to do the work today, and if it takes you several days to actually complete it, that's all right. And you'll only need to go back and look at it again if something else comes up during the rest of our 30-day challenge or beyond. So don't fret about how long it takes you to actually complete this one. Just make sure that you are still doing the other tasks available to you and asked of you on top of this particular challenge today. So using your workbook that you have to help you complete this is the first day where it's actually 2 pages for one day. And that's because we're still working on our replacing negative thoughts and our gratitude list, which is now expanded, and our positive affirmations and our daily reflections and all of this work that we have. So while you are noticing, hopefully, that your space for writing in your negative thoughts and even your daily reaction is getting smaller because we're assuming you've got less of them to be able to do each day. Still, this particular activity obviously requires more room. So now is the time to do the hard work to understand our beliefs, where they came from, and actually whether or not they're actually accurate. It's time to dispel the myth. So how we're going to do this is start out by writing out a generalized experience. So you don't have to get into the nitty-gritty of things. And also, if you come from a background where you weren't actually abused, then that is fine. You still have developed a lot of beliefs along the way because of the words and actions of other people and because of your experiences. So we're just looking for you to come up with an experience that you know impacted you in some way, shape, or form. So that could be negative, or it could even be positive. The negative is the one that we are interested in because those are the beliefs that we need to actually dispel the myths for. So for example, when I look at my abusive past, I don't need to write in very specific examples because the whole abusive experience caused the same belief. So I could break down if different beliefs were formed because of different experiences within the abuse. I could write each of those down separate, but I don't need to go into the real nitty-gritty detail of each individual instance that I remember. So we'll keep it more general here. Next comes the middle column, which is the original belief. So you need to do a little bit of self-reflection to determine what belief started to be imposed then because of that particular experience. So you can get as detailed here as you like. So for example, overhearing people talk negatively about money would be my experience, and my original belief would be that money is dirty and people who have money are filthy and have done something wrong to earn that money. So just goes to show you we can take anything even when it is not abuse related. Now, it is very likely that you are going to have some emotions stir with this. That's completely normal. So go back to some of the previous meditations that we've done, particularly the releasing fears, the forgiveness, and also the surrendering control will be really helpful at this particular point. The very last thing that we need to do is actually dispel the myth. We need to find the reality or the truth here. And this can actually be some of the hardest work. for a few different reasons. But don't be surprised if this brings up some emotions, and as well if you really have to think very long and hard. Because what we tend to do when we have a belief system in place is we tend to find the evidence in all of our experiences to support that belief. And this is actually requiring you to look at things differently, which is quite a challenge indeed. But if we take my money example, the reality or the truth comes from me actually surrounding myself with other people who have money, but who are lovely, wonderful, and generous people. People who have worked hard for that money, have done honest work for that money, and so they are proving that myth wrong. And I can also look at myself and say, well, anytime that I have earned money, I've done it honestly, I'm a good person, I had good intentions, and so that myth of being filthy and doing something wrong in order to earn the money is in fact incorrect. Now today I am going to do something a little different, and I'm going to give you a bonus challenge. If you would like, and only if you feel like you actually can dedicate the time to doing this, your added challenge today is to rewrite the script for each of those beliefs that you have encountered. So what this would look like is you can take a journal or a piece of paper and you can actually write out what your new relationship with money is, for example. If we use my example there. But even if we're looking at something that is much more sinister, like abuse, and you're trying to deal with the belief of not being good enough, you could write out all the reasons why you are good enough, all the evidence that has been presented all throughout your life, for example, to try to show you that you are good enough. You just were in a position at that particular time that you saw the opposite. But you can write out every truth that you now know, whether it's in the present or if you want to actually go into the past. So you create a story, be as creative as you like, but it has to include what your new relationship is with this new belief. Bless.